Hello all, welcome back to the channel. Gonna talk in this episode about the Swansea game on Saturday at home. Gonna preview that, and then gonna look at that and the other three fixtures that we've got before the international break next month. So we're coming to the Swansea game off the back of two defeats in the league, to Leicester away and Stoke away. A lot of work Chris Davies will have had to have done on the training field this week, you'd suspect, given that we've only had 2 shots on target in our last 4 games, which is a bit worrying. We're not creating enough. So hopefully that's been somewhat rectified. I'll give you some other thoughts on that, in as much as, on reflection, I've been looking at it and I'm not entirely convinced that Clara and Newman are working. For me, Newman still looks a bit off the boil, like he's struggling to get used to English football. I've no doubt it'll come good. He's a good player, you can see that, but at the minute he's not quite up to speed enough. So yeah, I have to wonder about whether, we go with a left-footed centre-back and stick Robinson in there. Or even, I'm debating if he wanted to change it around tactically, which I don't think he will, because I believe Chris Davies believes in his system and he doesn't want to variate away from that. But if he wanted to, if he did, I'll show you later in the video how I think that could work and that could look. But I'd be maybe tempted to try Robinson with Clara, see if that works. Also, Cochrane didn't have his best game in a shirt against Stoke. Good player, but didn't have his best game. He got picked apart by their wingers. The only positive going into the Swansea game is Swansea aren't very good on the wings, so hopefully that should be a bit of an easier afternoon for him. But Swansea come into the game 7th in the table. They're unbeaten in 6 in all competitions, and they look a good side. They look a very, very good side. Last weekend they got a 2-2 draw at home against Hull. Should have arguably won the game, but conceded a very, very late equaliser. They've got a couple of key players. So they've got Ronaldo, who's a very, very good attacking midfield player forward. Very dangerous. And they've also signed Adam Yarder, formerly of Norwich and Celtic, out-and-out goal scorer, poacher, very dangerous player, who's been building his minutes up towards starting games, and he's very dangerous for them. We look at the rest of their squad, and I mean they've got good championship pedigree in there. They've got they've got your man Ronaldo, they've got Ida, they've got Josh Key, Ben Cabango, the captain, Cameron Burgess, all good, very, very good players, and good players on the bench to come on and change games as well. This will not be an easy game. We will have to get back to being at our very, very best. So their strengths lie in counter-attacking, which doesn't bode well for us, because as we've seen under Davis in this system, we will have the majority of possession, we will have the ball a lot, but then they're lethal at going on counter-attacks if they get a chance to. They're very good at defending set pieces, which again doesn't bode well, because we're completely useless with set pieces at both ends at the minute. And they're good at stealing the ball from the opposition, so we're going to have to be clinical with our possession and our passing to stop that from happening. Their weaknesses lie in defending attacks down the wings. So therefore, if we can get our wide players to really have a go at them, then that would possibly be a vulnerability that we can take advantage of. And they're not very good at avoiding offside either. Their main attacking strength is down the right hand side, so again Cochrane's going to have to be at his best. or we're going to have to think about maybe sticking Laird out there and sticking Bright Samuel on the right. They play with a lot of width. They like possession game and short passes as well. And they like playing with the ball in their own half. And they're very consistent with their first 11. So they're very well drilled, very consistent. Don't often change their first 11 a lot. So these lads know each other's games, know how to play with each other. They're well gelled and well bonded. So, we're going to have to be at our very best again, really, going into it. Then want to talk a little bit more about, we've got a block of 4 games now before the next international break. So we've got Swansea on Saturday at home. I think we could do with getting a win there, but we certainly don't want to lose the game, so we can get a good solid point against a team that are 2 places above us. That would be encouraging. We've then got Coventry away next Saturday, the 27th. That will be a difficult game. We know what Frank Lampard's Coventry are about, and I'd be shocked if they weren't in the playoff conversation come the end of the season. Again, a point there would be an achievable goal, I think. And then we've got 2 games that arguably, we should be looking to winning, which is Sheffield Wednesday at home, club in turmoil. Admittedly, they're not going down without a fight. They're battling for every goal, every point at the moment. But at home, you'd like to think we'd be able to see them off. And then we've got Wrexham away on the 3rd of October, the Friday night. And you'd like to think we've got the calibre to beat Wrexham, but we all know that there's very shrewd signings they've made this year and how hard it was at the racecourse last year to get away with anything more than a point. So I'd like to think we could beat Wrexham, but I'd take a point there all day long going into the next international break and a bit more work to be done. So, yeah. So here's an alternative way I think Davis could set up. I don't think for a second he will. He likes his system. He's adamant his system works. And the flaw to this system, I'll explain in a minute. But personally, I'd be inclined to try a 3-5-2 formation. So you'd have Robinson on the left centre-back. You'd have Newman in the middle and Clara on the right side as centre-back. You'd then have 2 wing-backs who work as wingers as well, pushing up the field. You'd have Bright Samuel on this side and Cochrane on this side, or possibly Laird could come in for Cochrane there and would be probably better suited to going up and down the left wing. You then have your normal Paisley Water in the middle with sort of Doyle and Fujimoto behind them, able to come in. You then have a sort of attacking midfield role, which would be Williamson, or you could even stick Dushk in there as well. Or you could maybe work Damari Gray there, I don't know. Or we've got Roberts as well. Roberts or Kumas would be suited well to that role. And then up top, you basically have a big physical man like Dushk feeding balls to Stano, or you can even have sort of Stano there and then Kyojo there. The only reason I don't think he'd go with this system is he's got the likes of, Patrick Roberts and, sort of Damari Gray and Keshi Anderson and Kumas, who are primarily wingers, and this would get rid of the wingers in the system, so I don't know where else they'd then fit in, but it's certainly an alternative worth thinking about. So, comment with your thoughts below. Please hit the like and notification button and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying it. Spread the word, tell a friend, and for now, keep right on Blue Noses, up the Blues.